just as I was about to give up. Deep inside, give me the light. It's in here to the unknown, losing my own control.
This is what was on the card.
Okay.
Oh.
Got some lore.
Okay, hold on a second. We're gonna need to... Okay, alright. Reggie. We're gonna need to alternate on these.
Yeah?
There's a lot to do here. Alright? This is... You ready?
Okay.
Alright. February 2043. Earth found itself faced with a disaster, brought about by a meteor impact that opened the gates to the astral plane. Matter the likes of which Earth has never seen leaks through the gates as toxic miasma, twisting everything it touches, eventually beyond recognition. We've come to call this process redshift. At the current rate, redshift possesses a very significant threat to our species. Not a word of this comes as a surprise to me, and yet I had thus far been powerless to stop it. I must confess, my judgment at the time was clouded.
This is long.
The prophets. Okay, Pat made mention about this. The prophets, those who find future written in the past, they sought me out for my research after all. We share an interest in human evolutionary potential. They had much to tell me about the true history of our species. They say that humankind flourishes now like it has twice before. The two previous times it met with utter ruin, weighed in the balance, and found wanting.
Oh shit.
The gates present a third such test. Oh shit, yeah indeed. Go Blecky, I can't even pronounce it. Tepi? You know what I'm talking about? The lost civilization? Anyway, whatever. There's all those... like the things that they're just like, this is too advanced to be dated for how old it says it is.
Oh,
type of archaeological digs.
Yeah.
Whatever. Not that I took these prophets at their literal word, not at first. After all, their means are not scientific. However, even I cannot deny that all they foretold came to pass. I pledged to them, to my species, that I would do all in my power to stop this extinction, to save humankind. They told me, build an ark. At their guidance, I gathered considerable staff and constructed a new home, where humankind found refuge in what might have been our doom. It has been an arduous undertaking, far beyond even myself, but luckily, I now have allies that I can trust to the grave. Now is the time for us to greet our future together. Excerpt from Dr. Joseph Calvert's collected notes, per Aspera ad Archem. Joseph built the ark?
Damn. They spoke to him. The voices said, build the ark.
Yeah. So, yeah, he created this city, I guess, is what we're reading here. What was I gonna say before we fucking... yeah, I heard about how like there's like these prophets it makes mention of, and that like basically it's like don't expect any follow up on that. Save it for the sequel, you know. Yeah, all right.
My Latin is rusty. I don't know what.
Oh yeah,
that
you want to
means.
look that up?
I don't know what it means. Per aspera ad astra is through hardships to the stars.
Ad Archem.
But ad arcam, I guess to the ark.
To the ark, right?
That's I guess.
Yeah.
I think that is accusative form, but whatever.
Shoutouts to the little scene ending of Assassin's Creed 3 where you see the process of how over time fact and science can become religious belief if you just fast forward enough time, because people just give in to feelings more than like keeping to the script.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting how they did that, but anyway.
So ARC data file 000129, Megafloat ARC operational. In the early morning hours of Thursday, July 23rd, 2043, construction on the artificial island known as the ARC was finally completed. The ARC represent the combined efforts of all nations to protect humanity from the threat of corruption from the gates. Representative of the interim Union World Government say they hope to begin welcoming residents as soon as possible. As of this writing, the ARC is moored offshore near Valparaiso, Chile. Selected residents, having cleared checks for data corruption, boarded Union patrol boats to make the first step towards their new homes this morning.
Are you one of those people that says Nicaragua?
Nicaragua, no. I just went with the accent. It came out naturally. The ARC will cease accepting new residents at 3 p.m. and prepare for the voyage to its permanent location far out into the Pacific Ocean, where experts say corruption will never reach. The Union will resume accepting new residents once the ARC is in position, according to one Union official. He added that interested citizens should refer to Union notices for further information. Newspaper excerpt from July 24th, 2043.
Alright, so they found a place.
And they even had like residence planning and everything.
How do you choose who makes it? How do you choose who's worthy?
The rich one, the bootylicious one.
Yeah, all the good genes.
Yep.
You don't go down to the prisons.
No, that's good.
Gates to a new scientific renaissance. Easy though it is to assume that the gates bring nothing but disaster to our planet, such an assumption disregards the tremendous technological advancements they've made possible. One of these advancements is the X-Baton, a portable weapon of unparalleled flexibility, now standard issue for our police force. Through research into the gates, thorough research into the gates has led to a whole new field of scientific study, particularly the exciting field of astral dynamics.
Damn.
We've been able to harness some of the astral spark, the energy given off by the gates, and turn it towards human ends. The X-Baton itself, oh really? It's not just future shit, it's actually like, okay.
Wow.
The X-Baton itself is one such end, powered as it is by the astral spark, the X-Baton can affect the gates in ways conventional weapons can't. With enough force, it can be used to destroy gates, closing them for good.
Oh.
Our police will carry considerable extra-dimensional power in the palms of their hands. Okay, so she was shooting at that gate back in that early mission. If you wait long enough, it will do the damage. All right. But this is but one of the ways we've learned to turn the power of the gates themselves to our advantage. All right. So this entire tech world is not just a matter of like basically the tech comes from the gates, which also ruins the world, you know?
Damn.
Gotcha.
Alright. So file 002146, anti-redshift medication. The Union government began distributing new anti-redshift medications to citizens of the ARC on March 1st, 2058. This comes as a response to an uptick in markedly severe cases of redshift, believed to be caused by greater concentrations of corruption in the environment following recent gate appearances.
Hold on a second. So people are in the ARC in 2058, and the starting of the planning was 43.
Yeah.
So that was a really quick turnaround for building a super city. That's pretty fast. That's pretty fast, yeah.
So the medicine developed by a team of specialists at the Aegis Research Institute may reduce the effect of exposure to gate miasma by up to 80% with one weekly dose. However, the ARI warns that they cannot guarantee similar effectiveness in cases of direct contact with aberrations. A newspaper excerpt from, I guess, March 2nd, 2058.
Okay. You know, the first time I heard the word miasma was in reference to Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I didn't really know of it before then, and it's just like, it's like a pungent, strong odor that is like, it's like the stink lines that you see, you know, you got, like on Mo, you got the stink lines and everything. That's what miasma is. In other words, the aura coming off of Jen, whatever her name was, Jenna.
Yeah.
She's got a miasma around her. Man, You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You ever?
Stinky, you know what? What's the name of that character in Peanuts that's always like dirty with the clouds and stuff? Like
Pigpen.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes, everyone's got that person in their friend group that's just like, you got to give them a gentle nudge to just be like, hey, man,
you got to do something.
You got to,
Come on.
ARC, Zone 09 Residual Corruption Examination Report, Aegis Research Institute Counter Corruption Department Head, 2078. Goals of the examination to determine the level of data corruption still present in Zone 9 20 years after the pandemic and the feasibility of lifting quarantine.
Damn.
The pandemic. Examination period from 10 to 16, April 20th through 23, 2078, 4 o'clock. Equipment used, integrated reality imaging system, Iris. Staff, redacted.
Damn.
The seekers of power, knowledge, booty, and whatever the fuck else we saw. I'm gonna guess. Results of the examination. 63 locations within a 500 square meters of Zone 09 were flagged to indicate high amounts of corruption. These locations present a particularly high risk of dimensional instability, and examination staff visually confirmed the presence of several gates. The chance of a chimeric invasion in these locations is 5 times higher than that in Grand Avenue, one of the areas outside the exclusion zone most susceptible to chimeric attack. A previous inspection conducted 10 years prior found 49 such areas. The results of this inspection suggest that the level of corruption in Zone 9 is indeed increasing over time. It is unknown whether the deposits of red matter found within Zone 9 have remained there since the pandemic, or whether they are new deposits. Tests on samples have thus been inconclusive. These results suggest that Zone 9 is in no way ready for the quarantine to be lifted. We suggest continuing to observe the conditions in the zone remotely while working towards an effective decontamination solution.
So that zone is fucked.
Yo, are we ground zero babies? Were we born in the midst of the nuclear / radiation fucking grossness?
Yeah, pretty much. We're in that zone and we got affected by the corruption and we accepted it.
Our mission is to read these files, by the way.
Yeah.
The percentage is going up.
People on the rooftops? Have you heard rumors of people called the uppers? Supposedly they make their homes in illegal squats on the tops of buildings in the quarantined Zone 09. Whether it's true or just a figment of popular imagination, who can say? Not even the police are allowed to make routine rounds in the zone, which was put under quarantine by the union government after the pandemic. The question must be asked. Who would willfully gather and live in an area known for dangerous levels of corruption? Who are these uppers? The union holds that any living person found in the quarantine zone is a trespasser from the outside zone and a potential danger to public safety. But some rumors suggest that the uppers are actually survivors or descendants of survivors of the pandemic, left to rebuild after the union walled off the zone. Supposing that they were through. Though that means the union may have left uncorrupted survivors behind to fend for themselves against the dangers of the pandemic. Could it be true? One thing's for sure, when it comes to the uppers, there's no shortage of questions and very few answers. The quarantine, the cases for and against. ARC Zone 09 was once a populous residential district, an easy place to live with both work and leisure near at hand. It remained that way for 15 years when the ARC's worst nightmare came true. 09 Uncountable numbers of civilians in Zone 09 redshifted in a very short time in what came to be called the pandemic, still the largest disaster in the history of the ARC. The ARC's designers were prepared for this possibility and had a system in place to prevent heavy corruption from spreading from zone to zone. Zone 09 was swiftly sealed off from the surrounding areas with heavy quarantine walls. Luckily, the Zone 09 pandemic is the only time the Union has found it necessary to use these walls. Thanks to these walls, zones that neighbor Zone 09 show no significantly higher levels of corruption than zones further away. In that regard, the walls are a vital part of public safety on the ARC. But on the other hand, independent sources suggest that survivors of the pandemic may remain alive in Zone 09, redshift free but sealed off from outside ARC. from the outside arc by the very same walls. If they're in there, the Union does not acknowledge them and will not open the wall. If these rumors are true, they implicate the Union government in a wild-scale cover-up. One hopes to believe that in erecting the walls around Zone 09, the Union exercised their better judgment for the good of the Ark. All on the Ark are subject to the rule. Let us hope it is a benevolent and honest rule. Get within the wall. If you're outside, well, fuck you. Fuck you and die.
Fuck you.
Just be food.
You know, sorry.
Be good, be food.
You rolled a d20 and you came up short.
Got a 3, needed a 7. Fuck out of here.
People banging on those walls.
What kind of banging? Never mind. So how about that file 042736?
Watch out for hackers. Hack the planet. A notice from Ark Police. Reports of damages caused by a hacker group calling themselves the Hermits are increasing throughout the Ark. We in the Ark Police vow to expand our investigations into hacker activities until the individuals responsible are brought to justice. We ask that all civilians take great care in their use of electronic devices and computer networks. Be sure to change your personal passwords often, especially those tied to banking services. Be warned, the Hermits are prepared to use any matter of trickery to acquire your personal information.
Damn.
A skilled hacker can steal your password and commandeer your information in a matter of seconds. Signs you may be under a hacker attack. You'll find records of bank withdrawals you don't remember making. Credit cards and cash chip histories will show unexplained transactions. You receive reports of delivery orders you don't remember placing. You'll find your cash chip suddenly unusable. If you have evidence that could be useful in investigations against the Hermits, contact the Ark Police redacted immediately. Please do not attempt to contact the police via electronic mail, because the Hermits may be reading it right now.
Damn.
Ark Police Dispatch number 3495.
Well, what do you know?
Other signs you might be under hacker attack. If your Irish displays a line from your device out of the world bounding box to a place that I can't go.
You might be getting hacked.
You might be getting hacked. Keep that in mind.
God dang.
And we have question mark. Duty reports.
Is this report really necessary? More practice with a big puppet today. Hooray.
Maximum Howard.
It's been half a year and I still can't get a damn thing to obey orders. The commander says psychological resonance or some such nonsense is necessary, and that's why we've got to be chained to it. No idea what it even wants, though.
You're the first generation of fucking Legionis? There have been no others before you? This is the most experimental, dangerous shit ever.
Damn.
I thought they understood and had this shit rolling for a little bit. You know, I thought there was at least like 1 or 2 classes of Legion holders before us.
They did the calculations, they thought it was safe.
Max is the first guy?
And then let's send people to space, you know, like it'll fail a few times, but...
Put that dog in that fucking...
Put Laika in and send her off.
Put him
It's been half a year and I still can't get the damn thing to... Oh wait, I've read that. I should give up. I have more luck getting my kids to do what I say than this thing. Maybe I should start thinking of the thing as an ornery kid or something. Couldn't be any less effective than what I'm doing now. I'll give that a shot tomorrow.
Have you ever seen the picture of prototype Dante and Virgil in the Resident Evil /DMC crossover files when they're originally the same game? And it's a bunch of it's the 2 babies together, and there's like the Umbrella logo shining on top of them.
What the fuck?
Because back in the day, DMC used to be a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, but I didn't see that kind of thing. Oh.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
It just, I'm wondering if we're gonna see a bunch of babies, like an explosion, and in the midst of the explosion are these 2 twins.
Oh boy.
You know. Case reports 12 closed. Log ID gibberish. Summary disposal of one of the humanoid chimera and 4 civilian aberrations in Grand Avenue Zone 36. Officers involved: Max Howard, Jin Wong, Alicia Lopez. course it's Lopez.
Mhm.
Paperwork was properly filed and authorization granted prior to the disposal of the aberrations. Captain Howard handled the disposal of all targets. He sure fucking did.
Hell yeah.
Due to a malfunction in Captain Howard's log apparatus during action, no direct log remains. However, we were able to requisition footage from surrounding security cameras. The footage was submitted en lieu of a formal log. We were unable to confirm a dramatic increase in the corruption in the area, and thus withdrew, leaving decontamination to the cleanup crew. Beyond the 4 aberrations, no civilian injuries are recorded. Captain Howard was lightly injured in the conflict, but no more than he usually is. Note, we could really use more officers capable of responding to incidents like this one. I'm aware that the issue is one of control, namely our inability to control the legions beyond stopping them from going berserk. I'm also aware that even that is a fairly recent development.
Damn.
Officer Wong has made more progress than the rest of us in accurately guiding his legion. Maybe I should pay more attention to the captain's training too. If nothing else, I'll try to stay out of the way and not make anything worse.
That was Alicia. Okay.
Did Max Howard air combo our parents as they redshifted and then steal those babies? What are we doing?
Magical babies too. Case report, status closed, file gibberish. Summary. Arrest of 2 hermits, gang members in the act of vandalizing an ATM. Officers, Alicia Lopez and Billy Williams. Billy. 2 conventional police officers were injured by the suspects before Neuron arrived. 1 officer suffered a fractured right tibia. The other received several surface wounds and expect to recover in 1 week, says Alicia. What's that?
Hold on a second.
There were 2 regular cops. They came. 1 got his right leg busted below the knee.
No, I'm just trying to, fuck. Billy, isn't Billy the same name as William?
Bill is a Will.
So Billy Williams is just William Williams?
I guess that could be, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like if your name was Dick Richard, or Dick Richards,
Yeah.
wouldn't you just be Dick Dicks? Or Richard Richards, right?
Yes, that would be a thing.
Billy Williams, yeah, like Bill Clinton, William Jefferson Clinton.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just first name, last name. The fuck?
Leave it. What?
Oh.
Well, there was a code in the previous file at the bottom that we were just reading. Go back, I guess, go up. And at the bottom of that file, there was something. Oh, so you can enter the codes, like C and whatever.
So this is gameplay right now. I didn't think it was, but I mean,
so I didn't read what was on top of that. After the C, yeah, this is the new stuff. So I read that first part, and then there's another case, C1.
oh, I'm sorry. Did you not finish?
No, I did not.
Oh, whoops. I'm sorry.
Pursuit and arrest of one of Hermit Gang member engaged in Grand Theft Auto. I performed the arrest following search support from police helicopters. With consideration to the surrounding area, I tailed the suspect to zone 21.RD2547-16 before forcing the stolen car to a stop with electromagnetic disruptor rounds. Suspect's erratic driving during the attempted getaway caused multiple accidents across several zones, but luckily no civilians were injured. Another status transferred to outside jurisdiction. I was taken over by someone else. Missing property investigation. No chimeric activity could be confirmed in the course of the investigation, so I handed the case over to the Zone 36 precinct to treat as a normal case. A little double typo there. Notes. Though most previous reports of hermit activity only involved computer-related crimes, recently we've had more and more reports of their involvement in direct and even violent criminal activity. The change is cause for concern. The conventional police are completely unable to keep up with the hermits, and they even give us in Neuron trouble. We should investigate the source of their newfound strength before they get any bolder. This may even warrant an investigation into their supposed base of operations in Zone 09.
Yeah, you can't arrest Hermit Purple.
Damn.
Let me go back to this for a second. Okay. Yeah.
So there's a password to
Somewhere.
enter for the next one.
Yeah, basically. This one too? And this one too. Yo, alright. Super duper secret redacted.
And then 2 public affairs.
No. That was a mistake. Hold on a second. I didn't mean to do that. No. Don't do that. I meant to go here. B and A on the fucking... Hold on a second. Alright, let's go. Lappy's Christmas Eve 2077. What do you know? It's Christmas Eve. But chimeras don't celebrate Christmas, so neurons can't take the night off to soak in the holiday season either. And old Lappy's right here with you. Why, I can't think of a better way to spend the holidays than hunkering down here in the office with all of you. There's no present nicer than a job well done, right? Right? But it is Christmas after all, so I made cookies.
Yes.
I know last year's weren't exactly the tastiest. Who could forget Joey's hilarious impression of a guy vomiting? But I've been working on my recipe, and I think this batch is perfect. Oh my god.
Damn it, Marie.
Marie is just...
What
you know what?
goofball.
She needs to be protected.
Yep.
I don't know how you got a job working for the cops, but like you probably... I mean, look, let's be real. After I took a whiff of Jenna,
Yeah.
Marie's not that bad anymore.
Nope. That suit is fine.
What's with Astral Chain and stinky girls?
Camilla likes him dirty. He likes him dirty.
It's not even Camilla, it's Tora. Anyway, I can't wait until you're all back and I can spread some Christmas cheer. And don't you worry about if you didn't get Lappy anything. Your smiling faces are the only present I need. Even yours, Joey. Sincerely yours, Lappy.
The freaks working at Platinum Games like, no, don't shower. Let me have that smell. I want to smell what you really smell like.
They draw the, like I said, you got the lines, man. Yeah.
Activity report, civilian seminar, location, ARC Police Headquarters, on December 25th, 2077. How can you avoid redshift?
I'm imagining it like the Captain America PSAs.
Unfortunately,
So, you're redshifting.
not too bad. Unfortunately, not many people attended. Maybe it was the date? Yeah, Christmas. Let's say it was an intimate, conversational environment. The usual crowd of old folks showed up to share some of their hard-earned wisdom. So all in all, I'd call this seminar a success. I went over how to tell whether an area is dangerously corrupted or not, and what to do if you think you're starting to redshift, and most of the audience listened. Note, Lappy was not present for this lecture. In other news, I can't help but notice that nobody ate any of Lappy's Christmas cookies last night. He told me he got so tired following you around the office with a plate full of cookies that he just plain overeated. It's a lot of running around for a dog like Lappy to do in the middle of summer. Lappy asked me to thank Captain Max, the one kind soul with enough Christmas spirit to stop for a cookie. Lappy went ahead and let him have everyone else's too. If you missed out, well, maybe next year. I thought I'd ask him how they tasted, but he doesn't seem to be here today. He must have one of those Christmas summer colds going around the arc. But don't worry, Lappy's already whipped up some more sweets for him since he liked the last one so much. Mary Wentz.
I just want to take the time to remind everybody that we're reading a data file handed to us by the villain.
Yep.
And Lappy's cookie adventures are apparently important pieces of information that we need to figure things out, right? So, all in all, I just want to make sure that, like, we're aware that, hey, Lappy's cookies might be important to the plot. Let's figure out what that password is, shall we? It's got to be here somewhere. Back up. All right. So, this is no longer unlocked. Or rather, this is still locked, so... All right. 4 digits. 2043. Well, you want to do it like that, maybe? Take a stab at, like... Anytime we see the 4... No, those are just years, though.
Yeah.
Let's look for something a little bit more... substantial.
Nothing here that I see.
That gibberish is all kind of... Nothing's in 4 digits there. And it's going to be more obvious than, like, you know, picking apart these numbers for sure. Let's see. Nothing here. Probably not 2547. Probably not.
No.
Okay, let's go back. Could it be hidden in the Lappy files?
I highly doubt it, but
I mean, why else are we fucking hearing about Joey's barf? Maybe the dates are the only quadruple digit numbers that we have. Right? I have not seen any other quadruple
maybe
digit.
we'll have to come back later for it.
Let's see here. There's 4, yeah.
Like I'm thinking maybe we need to get the passwords or
There's
talk to
1.
someone afterwards. Because the file, the quest says 100%. So I'm wondering if there's more to do. Maybe you have to like find the password somewhere else.
Maybe, yeah. I don't imagine that it's based on the gibberish numbers we were looking at before. Like, you know, like 13281. Like, would it be like amongst those? Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Alright, special interruption from Billy.
Oh my god.
Min, what's up?
What's happening?
Okay, so as you know, you have to figure out the password, right? But do you want a hint then?
Are you? All I want to know is if it's included here, or is it something we come back to later?
You can come back later, but you can figure out now.
It gives you enough information to figure it out now, is what you're saying? Yes. Okay. Like the clues are here on the screen, is what you're
No.
saying. Oh, they're not in these emails.
You actually have to play detective by yourself, not with the game's mechanic, but by yourself. You have to figure out yourself. So do you want a hint maybe?
The clues are not in these emails,
No.
but they're in the game.
Yeah, but it's not obvious.
Oh, okay, but it's not obvious, he says. Oh, okay, well then never mind. I was about to comb over these letters to try and figure out what we were looking at here. Yeah, by all means, let's save everybody's time.
Okay. Do you remember the twins' birthday?
No, I don't.
That's the hint, right? But
Oh, do you
so
remember?
then, should I just tell you?
Do you remember the twins' birthday?
No, I'm sure we can go and like check the files.
So I mean, I guess if we zoom out, if we will, we have to exit, go look at the photo.
Yeah, and then come back to the PC.
Yeah.
Oh no! If you leave it in the screen, you won't be able to come back until later.
Wow.
Much later.
Really?
Or when you replay the same file.
Okay, fuck that. I can't just go back to my computer and load this up and do it.
No.
Wow.
You could do that and then reload the file, reload the game.
Okay.
Because you just started a new file, right? A new
Okay.
chapter.
Okay.
You could just do that too.
But
I mean, I just literally told you.
yeah, I know, but I hadn't like so in other words, it's not an obvious thing.
No.
Okay, so this is not critical then. This is just like bonus shit.
Yeah, but it gives you a good insight of what's happening. It would be
All right, let's
interesting.
go. Hit me up.
11:25. All right, Min out.
Game Genie is gone.
Cheers, Deus Ex Machina.
Wanna take it?
They told me to write whatever I wanted so long as I wrote. So okay, I'm writing. Someone's got to keep a record of all this. It might as well be me. Not that anyone's ever going to see it anyway. To give my honest impression, all of this feels like I've been invited out by a senior officer and dropped in a raw situation as a cruel prank. My dad was a cop too, I always wanted to be just like him. But I had dreams of saving the world, all that. But when you get out on the front lines for real, there's not any kind of hope that won't get shaken just a bit. I can feel mine shaking pretty hard right now. Two more of my squad turned today. Kevin and Shintaro. There's no words for how I feel when a squatty had your back yesterday.
Oh,
You've got to
damn.
kill him to survive today. No good ones anyway.
Zombified.
That's what happened. Mission 1.
Yeah.
No words for the feeling when you realize it could be you tomorrow. How are you supposed to keep peace with a feeling like that kicking around in your head? Nothing you can do but try to ignore it long enough to get out there and destroy more of the damn gates, hoping there's an end to them someday. That's enough writing for now. Better get moving. Maximilian Howard. Yeah.
Hoo-wee.
Turns out all we needed to do was hug him.
Didn't work.
Yeah, but there's clearly a point where the enemies are just like, nah, sorry, I can Z-target you. Like, my cursor locks onto you, so you're probably, you gotta go.
I wrote this all down as it happened, and now I'm putting it here because someone should remember the worst damn thing that ever happened on the Ark. That's my responsibility as a survivor, I guess. Sorry nobody who's actually good at writing made it out alive. I put it all down as best as I can, but there's a lot that I didn't know too well to begin with, and a lot more I can't stand to write in details. So keep that in mind when you read this, if you read this. So, November 24th, 2058 at midnight.
The day before they were born.
The whole disaster response unit got called up at once. We knew right away we were dealing with something like we'd never seen before. You could hear it in the voice of the brass as they gave the order and told us we were going to Zone 09. A few minutes later, quarter of an hour later, here we are. They tried to fill us in on the way over, but they undersold how bad it'd be. The whole zone's toast at street level. Any humans left unredshifted went upwards, they say, towards the tops of the buildings to get away. The moment our shoppers touched down, we immediately started loading people back on them to get them out, but there aren't enough helicopters. Captain took one look at the scene and immediately called for backup. No head count or anything. He didn't need one. Not sure the backup ever came. It already feels like we've been here forever. Gonna gather a posse and see what we can find down below. More aberrations the lower we go. It's not like how we do it on the outside. No clearance from the Union necessary. No reports to file afterwards. Just kill, kill, kill through the aberrations and hope there's any survivors to be found. I don't know how long it's been since the last time I wrote. I know the sun came up and it felt like I'd never seen light before. Then I saw that light was glinting off a giant goddamn wall coming up all around. Whatever that wall is, I get the feeling we're on the wrong side of it. We hurried back up to the roofs like we were trying to race it. The captain was the only one still there. He waited around for us, bless him. How did he say it? The Union made the call, boys. They're cutting this zone off. There were still survivors down below and he knew that. But I guess orders are orders. Holy shit, there were people left behind the walls and they left them there to fucking die and get shifted.
That's what we read before.
Yeah, I know, but like having like first-hand information, like just like
100%.
it's not just a report. It's like this is sadness. This is history. He said, "All right, out would be there in an hour." The way I saw it, I had an hour to save whoever I could, and I took off running. I found out later that I had probably died along with the captain and the rest if I had stayed. I felt like hell, but in the end, I could only save a few people, including 2 babies, who I figure must have found the worst possible time and place in human history to be born. When I looked down from the hatch of the helicopter that finally took me out of there, the only thing I could see below me was more faces watching us fly away without them. That's all. Should be told. And I know maybe they're reading this and I don't care. I don't have any more reasons to stay in this shit outfit, following orders for this shit government, except I found something I have to keep safe. 2 babies I wrote about before. Those 2 babies. As long as I have them, I know there's something new and pure, and just in this world that I can protect. I have a reason to keep fighting until the whole world is like that again. Max Howard. Holy moly.
There you go.
A reason to live, a reason to fight. That's all you need.
His captain died in that as well, so
Yeah.
he was still a lieutenant, I guess. And so far, yeah. All right. Well, the babies were born in this mess.
Yep.
All right. But I want to know what she's talking about with like the lab, you know, and the testing and the shit. Like, how did Max end up with them? Without, anyway, let's see what's up. I'm writing another one of these things because what else am I going to do? I got myself hurt again. It's the first time in a while, but they've had to haul me back to the hospital. Sorry to break the streak. Last thing I remember before I woke up here was taking on some beast-type chimera or other. I guess Jin and Alicia must have finished it off. Good to have some young blood on the team. Sounds like I was the only one who got hurt, so that's a relief. But it makes me wonder how much longer I can keep doing this. I figure it's still 10 years or so till the twins are officially adults, so I should hang in there until then. If this is the worst of it, I can stick it out another decade just for them. I'm already tired of lying here in the hospital, and they tell me rushing out will only land me back here again for longer next time. I'll ask Jin to watch the kids for now. I'd rather have a couple more years before they learn to talk like Alicia. Okay.
Damn.
So that's what we got.
Yep.
I wonder how obvious it is that that it's the birthday.
Complicit, knowingly participating in a wrongful act, aiding and abetting another's crimes.
Hey, is now a good time? Come find me on the roof. I need to talk to you.
Is it the real you or is it the drone?
Good question. Yeah, let me take a second to do my little save here. Man, never get tired of this music, which is intentional. They designed the police music to be the station music to be like, yeah, you're gonna hear this a lot, so you better fucking love it.
It's really sad when the song that you hear the most in the game is actually trash.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh my god.
Hey, how obvious is it that that's the password?
You asking me?
Yeah. Does the game give you any hint?
It never tells you anything.
No characters like kind of elbow you in the right direction?
No advice, nothing.
Okay, you just have to throw numbers in.
To summon your inner detectiveness.
You have to throw the numbers in or get the internet to help you.
I got the internet.
Yes, I'm sure everybody did at this point. But okay, so to your knowledge, there's no like little corners where they kind of point you in the right direction. Interesting. Reggie.
Yes.
What's the over-under that we're gonna end up in Section 9 dealing with a bunch of people that fucking hate us?
Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't even want to think about it.